I like that.
Hello and welcome everyone to Great Play 5 Drawing and Chill stream. We're just going to be very super chilly cool and just hang out. So, how you doing, Piper?
I'm doing pretty chill, actually.
Baller. We have someone that's going to be joining us tonight. Somebody you know?
Yeah. I believe he is CG affiliated. He's at least Indie Comics affiliated artist. Supposed to be working with him on Rift Riders. I hope I'm allowed to say that.
I took a look at his art, and he definitely makes me cry because he is millions of years better than me.
Same.
And,
Don't worry.
So obviously we're just waiting on him to show up. We sent him an invite through two different accounts. There was a little confusion. That's okay.
Yeah, don't worry. Plus, I had originally advertised 11-ish because that's when I thought we were going. So he might not be checking till later.
So how long the stream goes is until however long we feel like, or until we get bored and Piper has to go to bed. Hey, Lakeem, we got some cool people in chat. Lakeem, who has been a phenomenal art coach by letting me know that first of all you're fucking up. As soon as you stop fucking up, you'll be all right. Actually, his advice has been like way more constructive. Like, it's actually embarrassing that I'm such a terrible art student in that he's given me valuable advice, but it's so. I'm apparently not at a level that I actually had to go to somebody like, can you tell me what he's telling me? Oh, it's not that it's just like, no, he's telling you perfectly clear in words that I can understand because I have a history in art. Well, shit. That means I'm the problem.
Man, I can't tell which one of these is the bigger package because I have Clip Studio on here and Clip Studio Paint on here.
Yeah, I need to upgrade to the next time they are on sale. I need to upgrade to the Clip Studio EX.
See, I upgraded to that, so I don't know which one of these to click on now. Like, I don't.
Oh, that means you got the one where it lets you do comic pages and actually have them in the same fucking file, or do the 2-page spread and not be fucking difficult.
I'm gonna click on one of these and find out.
When I got it, I didn't realize that I was on the trial version of EX, waiting to get to buy the pro version.
Yeah.
So I thought all these features were included, so that when I got my license, like, why isn't this thing that I was just using the other day not working?
Is a light background. The others, a white light. Okay.
One logo is a white background. The other trash is CSP.
EX is amazing. The other.
Yes. Okay. Say hello to Mata. Thanks for coming. You've been coming to our show for a long time. Even when we're like doing really badly. So special thanks out to you, Mata.
White background is old. They both look gray to me.
Hello, Seth. Captain Hugman. I'm not familiar with you, but welcome. Yellow Lantern. I'm familiar with you, and welcome. Is Wise Guy still here?
He's somewhere. Oh, okay. So this is just the Clip Studio I opened. I get it.
Oh man.
Maybe if I log in.
Maybe.
What the hell I'm doing. Yay.
Share screen.
Now I'm logged in to the studio. Okay, so that's what the studio is. So then the only other link I have just says Clip Studio Paint, but it's supposed to be EX. It's got where'd it go? Because it's got animation option, story option. And why can't I drag this to... There we go.
That's so weird. It's like I can't... For some reason, it's like I can't just share the app screen. It's like, no, you can share this window screen. Maybe I could share it from if I opened up a. Hey, let's try that. I haven't done this in a while, and I was having some technical difficulties earlier where StreamYard's apparently, due to some kind of browser issue, decided that nope, I can't hear anyone ever again.
That's awesome. Okay, it is EX. It just doesn't say it, but when I check version, it says EX. So I am no longer confused. It did update it instead of just installing another.
I got this figured out. I actually had to open something in Clip Studio Paint before it would let me share it.
Does it have me having it open twice? What is happening here?
Well, you've got your one window, which is your manager that lets you get your resources from and shows you all the files you're working on, and the other is the one where you got your project.
Okay. Both of these look like I could do a project on them, but one is this ticked me off.
Okay.
What is happening here?
Well,
this is how new I am at using this. Like, I am this new at using this. Okay, but what if I want this to, what if I just want this whole thing to just go over here? No, I'm not removing it. I'm putting it on the other screen, you butt. Oh, well.
How do we set this up so that they can see all our screens?
All right, so I'm going to first of all figure out how to share because I'm doing it on. It's easiest with 2 monitors. Yes. Yes. This is true. Screen 2. Can I do the window in screen 2? No, I would have to do the entire screen.
Camera.
Okay, so you have the similar tablet, so you should be able to and now where's my Clip Studio that I just had?
Oh man, we are so unprepared for this.
There we go. A lot of people streaming now. I know Mondays and Tuesdays.
You know what?
Actually, all of them got kind of crazy.
How do you know it's a graded stream? We have no idea how any of this shit works.
Yep.
That's an unfortunate quality you can count on. All the way to the bank. I don't know what that means in this context, but someone does.
So what I am sharing now is my tablet because it's set up as a separate screen.
What I'm going to try and do is I'm going to open OBS window capture. I'm going to set it to specifically capture Clip Studio, if I can.
You should be able to, yeah. Sorry, I'm eating chocolate.
Stop eating chocolate.
Aww.
Chocolate! Try display capture. Display capture. That's not what I wanted. It's close though. Let's try. Window. We're gonna figure this out, kids. We're gonna make it work. Some in a way that I just haven't figured out yet.
Hey, Papa.
Believe in me for no reason.
I'm just sharing mine through StreamYard. I don't have OBS on this on the Mac.
Oh dear. Okay, that didn't work at all. Well, I have you here.
Woo!
How very naughty.
Indeed.
Woo. Uh-oh.
File name, comic. Oh.
If I could get
There we go. We'll just do an illustration.
So the plan for me tonight is whether I'm doing it on here or once this we're done doing here. Are the rest of the grade going to show up? Mike can show up if he wants, and if he wants to draw, he totally can. If Optipop shows up and he wants to draw, he totally can. It could go like last time where we jokingly did Uwu Skullgirl Venom confessing his feelings to Peter Senpai, and Mike just did a phenomenal meme edit that scares the hell out of me. But what I'd like to do is I'd like to work on Sky Pirate stuff. And even obviously, you know, if the crowd wants us to draw something, we can work that in. But, you know, predominantly I want to try and push the angle that I personally am just going to work on that while trying to please the crowd as well. But if you guys have advice for me on the things that I'm doing, like, hey, the thing you're doing, I see what you're trying to do, but you're fucking it up. Do it this way. It'll be better. I'll be all ears. That said, anyone here is free to draw whatever they want. Of course, if they want to draw cool Sky Pirate stuff, you know, to help me, I will accept all of that help. But I get to talk about that project more because
here we go.
As I mentioned in the announcement a few weeks ago, that is a pet project of mine that's going to start publication in 2022. As for specifically when in 2022, when the first chapter is done. When is that going to be? When it's done. But I will on the regular be doing streams where you can see me do materials for it, pages. So you'll get to see that in progress. That is, of course, that is the plan. And as we all know, no plan survives first contact with the enemy. OBS, why won't you do the thing that I'm asking you without being difficult about it?
Clip Studio, open where I want you to.
Clip Studio!
I do
Where
it.
are you?
Go to the right screen. Damn it.
Okay, so I think I got this. Display. Dude, automatic. Okay. I think I've got this figured out to where we can have both our screens up, but it is the laziest method of doing it because this is graded 0.5. If I knew what I was doing, I wouldn't be here right now. And I think everyone just kind of just shrugged and go, yeah, he's right. Yeah, that is true. If Xavier knew what he was fucking doing, he wouldn't be doing any of this. Xavier, stop. No! And of course, I moved the wrong fucking window. Why is this happening? Oh, yes, virtual camera.
Look, click, go. Where's my page? Why is the page only opening on the other fucking screen?
Tools. Okay.
Nope. No. Do it.
Projector. And so then I do this.
There we go. Okay.
Maybe this got it. Why?
I'm just going to take everything from that screen.
It makes me so unhappy that all the other comic pros do this and they're so much better at it than me. It's so easy for them to do. It's like, oh, you just do it like this, kid. What are you doing?
Just do the thing.
If you do the thing and you don't fuck it up, then everyone can...
Oh.
Hi, Dillard.
There you go.
Maybe you can help us figure out how to show all of our screens drawing at once.
Are you using StreamYards?
Yes.
I know nothing about StreamYards.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I thought it was at 11 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah, no.
You guys were already live for 15 minutes.
Oh no, that's fine because
That's okay.
It's been messing things up for 15 minutes.
Yeah, we are. I am lost because all the other comic pros make it seem so easy. It's like, look, we can all have our screens on together and we can all draw stuff. And then, why can't I do that?
Well, is everybody sharing their screens that they're drawing with?
I am.
Here, let me share my screen.
Seems like it's only letting me share one screen at a time.
That's possible.
Yeah, I just realized that probably what I should do is come on my other computer for the me talking part, and then use this computer as a separate guest that shares screen. Or
Wow.
Now I finished for the night.
Dillard, you're going to bring all sorts of people to this channel.
This is Sonica. I'm trying out a new thing, right? Where I'm just hopping on people's streams and be like, give me two prompts. I'm gonna mash them together. Somebody said Sonic, and the other person said boobs. So.
Piper as well. What did I do?
I think he's saying that you guys have the updated version.
Oh, okay. Yeah, mine just says EX. It doesn't say Pro.
Oh yeah, EX is the fancy version.
EX is the big one.
Okay.
That's the beefy boy. So what is this stream? What are we doing?
I was just going to come on here and work on a current project that I've a passion project. Just chill out, relax, hang out with cool people, and we can just draw together, draw things that we think are fascinating, and also because everyone is better than me. If I'm fucking up, by all means, let me know, hey, I see what you're doing, but it'll be better if you do it this way and stop fucking up.
Okay.
Kind of, help me learn.
So on that same token, I guess the first thing would be you should probably cancel the stream and let Piper run the stream.
Well, I don't know how to do it either.
Yes.
I think I have to come in as... I have to use both computers, but then I'm trying to figure out how I would make my stream pretend to be a webcam instead.
Yeah, I've tried doing that because it's given me all of this, like, you can use the OBS virtual camera. That's a fucking lie, and you know it.
Hello, Michael Beacon. So what is the problem with just toggling between artists every now and then, showcasing people one by one? Is that a big issue?
When I get tunnel vision. And when I'm working on my stuff, I really get tunnel vision, and it wouldn't be fair to only have my stuff on screen and everyone else is working on cool stuff. It's in the interest of, well, why are all these people here if we're just going to see my shitty stuff? I want to make sure everyone is equally represented.
Then it'd probably be for future have somebody else in the back room. That's like just there to do that.
Yeah.
So you need a Mr. Producer working in the background.
I sure do.
God, don't we all?
If any,
I keep telling my wife I need to get a girlfriend to do this stuff for me. Like, wouldn't it be great? Like, you come home, or like for me anyway. Like, I stretch, I come out of my cave that I've been drawing, for 14 hours, and then I get updates like, "Hey, you're a member of this art group now. You've been making headway with these people because I've been giving them, watch time and pretending I'm you, and also we all those bugs you were having trying to sign up for this account, I took care of that for you. Oh my God, that'd be amazing."
Yeah, polygamy. It's a business decision. What's the difference between a mistress and an assistant? I have to pay one of those.
Mm-hmm. I mean, what does it cost you other than food and a sore dick?
You're not wrong.
You're
You're not
perfect for this
wrong.
show, for this channel.
We're gonna figure this out.
So what is this this passion project, or do you not want to say?
I'll talk about it. Just one day, I was mesmerized by the fact that in the older animation days, vehicles didn't have to make like logical sense. It was very much that somebody could just draw a couple of shapes onto a piece of paper and decide somehow I'm going to make this into a vehicle, and it will work. And when it animated, like, I totally buy that. And I drew a shape onto a Post-it note because I was, this is the beginning of my art study, and I saw a plane. And the more I looked at it, the more I just suddenly realized I want to do a book about sky pirates. I don't care what it's about. Oh, just
Sky pirates.
And over the next couple weeks, this story evolved in my head, and it became, this classic adventure story. Like, let's go on an adventure, and there are sky pirates. There's an aerial, ship battles, dog fights, and just all sorts of cool, fun shit. And I'm like, well, now I'm gonna write this, and I'm gonna find somebody to draw it for me, but I want to have it done in a particular style, so that's really gonna hurt my ability to find someone for it. Because ideally, I'd like it to have it done in a kind of a classic manga style, something more akin to like the early '90s. Just personal opinion, personal preference. That's where I really discovered anime and manga. And compared to some of the modern styles, I feel that it was a little bit stretchier. So it's just a little bit more expressive compared to what's more common today, such as the A1 mass production style, or the generic moe blob shit, as some people might call it. But finding someone that can do that and do mechanical really isn't easy. Because you're either good at characters, or you're good at mechanical, and not everyone is good at doing both. I took a look at some of your art, and looks like you're doing both pretty well.
Oh, thank you.
I'm also convinced that you're way, way, way out of my price range, and that's the other problem. If I did find somebody, they would be terribly expensive to do the story the way I want.
Yeah, I mean that all depends. Like, because the thing is, I have different price ranges for different styles.
No, of course.
But the thing is, if you want somebody that's going to be like a Barton Brothers, Rockefort level of rendering and detail with heavy mechanical stuff, and it has to be that way, you're going to have to come out of pocket big time.
Oh yeah, and so I eventually reached the decision that you're familiar with the story of One Punch Man, right?
I'm familiar with the cartoon first season of One Punch Man.
Okay. One Punch Man started off as a webcomic drawn by a guy named One. And the art on it is not great. Like, by, all objective terms, this is not good art per se, but it's good enough to illustrate what is happening and convey, the ideas. So in that respect, it's pretty good art, just really simple.
Mm-hmm.
From that, it got popular enough that a professional artist was able to go back and basically redraw it from chapter 1 and make it look more like the art you see in the mainstream. And obviously, one got better over time. And if you look at chapter 1 art versus chapter 50 versus chapter 100, you definitely see him improving. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of what I'm shooting for here. Is I'm just going to tell my story. I'm going to do the art the best I can to convey my ideas and convey the moments as best I can. And obviously, I will get better over time. But ideally, one day, if it's done and people like it enough, I will be able to negotiate to have somebody redraw it for me. and then I'll just like, you're the artist from now on. We'll make a blood pact or something, and we'll do this together.
That makes sense to me.
That was the decision to do it myself has actually been a godsend in the fact that I was having trouble making the. I'm going to show what you're doing here because it's cool looking.
I'm just making a bullshit car that doesn't make any sense. What you were talking about.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying. You just kind of just start with a weird shape, and then you just
don't have
make
to worry
it into
about
a vehicle.
how it's supposed to function. It just does.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't know how to draw a car, door opening, just have the guy jumping into the car.
Yeah, and I've always wanted to study art because even though I've focused on writing. People have told me that, I clearly had, a talent for stuff because I don't know. Well, you're an artist, so you remember a long time ago where you had the art school pamphlet. Can you redraw the turtle? Had, a talent for stuff because.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I could draw the turtle and I could make it look exactly like that because if I look at it, I can just recreate it like a photocopy.
Right.
But I never devoted myself to actually refining that skill, picking up the skill, so on and off over the years, I doodled, I tried picking up basics and fundamentals, and as Lakeem would say, be able to tell you, is I basically started ass backwards because I was trying to run and jump over shit before I could crawl. So I'm sitting there trying to do constantly drawing basically above my weight class, but because I lack a lot of the fundamentals, it just looked weird. Or what are you doing?
I'm guilty of that.
But I did notice that every time I tried to draw above my weight class, I was getting better results. So I continued on with that. But trying to fit a complete adventure with these characters in a meaningful way in something that I could pay for like 60 pages.
Damn, why are you trying to do 60 pages?
Yeah. Just like, okay, here's just a story. Like, there's 60 to 70 pages.
This kills me. Why do you look, tell me a story.
Yeah.
Tell me a story and tell it to me in 24 pages.
Well,
why is that impossible?
Because what if there's way too much story to tell? What
Then
if it's a long story?
Then tell me the first part of the story.
So it's what's going on is now that I'm doing it, it's as long as I decide to make it or as long as I care to make it. And obviously, hey Serena, if you Miss Serena's in the chat. If you haven't checked out the mailing list for her book, Black Rhapsody, it's coming. Make sure you check that out and sign up for her mailing list. She has really cool art for this project.
That she already reached 100 signups. Holy crap.
Damn.
Dang.
Let's get her to 150, guys.
That's fast. Yeah.
I want her at 150 by next week. Can we make that happen? Because it's only been a week since she launched her mailing list.
By next week. I wonder if I will ever get used to digital.
Let's try and get her to 150 by next week if we can. And so I'm almost done with the current draft of the outline for the entire story. I've got it split into chapters. I could probably comfortably script chapter 1 because chapter 1 has not changed in 5 iterations. But I still want to wait until that's finished because there are obviously places where I can scale back, I can trim fat where this is unnecessary. It's way more effective to do it here because
what is
you're
the overarching theme of the story?
The overarching theme, change, choice, but most of all, the first step. So many people want so much out of life, and the biggest thing standing in their way is themselves. and the unwillingness to just take the first step to get the thing they want.
I love it. I love it. That's a very near and dear to my heart kind of story that I can get behind.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, let's see. Piper, what are you working on?
Not much yet. I was writing a bunch of dumb stuff down there. I couldn't decide, so I just decided I'm gonna not draw that.
Well,
she was furiously writing down change choice.
Say no worries, Serena. Piper will help you. But message her about that stuff. We want to keep a chat cool and fun. I forgive you this time, but next time I'm gonna wag my finger at you. Go nah. Wow, that looks really cool. I'm not intimidated. I'm very intimidated. It's gonna be okay. It's not gonna be okay.
Oh, it's never gonna be okay.
It's never gonna be okay. But I can show. Let me pull up some of my character sheets that I'm working on, because
every time I see Rob Willis post a picture online, I fucking toss my laptop across the room.
Lidl's another friend that does art, and I'm not sure. Most people know her from her colors, because she does a lot of colors, and she's very good. She's also very good at art. I've drawn things, and then she'll sit there and draw the same thing, like way, way, way better. And like, thank you, Lidl. You put that knife right in my chest, and although it was unnecessary to twist it, you made sure to commit fully to it.
I was gonna ask if I could draw like your chick, and then I was like, well, maybe I shouldn't.
Oh, you want to draw Rena?
Yeah.
Sure. Do you need the sheet?
Yeah, maybe put her up on the screen for a bit.
Yeah, give me just a sec.
No, I'm not even kidding, Piper. Did you see this image that Rob Willis put up today of like an alligator face looking dude and some lady?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I did.
Okay. Do you remember what that lady looked like?
No, wait.
She was, she almost looks like a Heather Swain type of character, ripped up jeans, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And the reason this is killing me, because I'll show you why this is killing me, okay? Because me and Willis are competing for the same types of commissions, right?
Oh yeah, it looks like
the exact. Look at this image. I this is one of the commissions that I did. The same chick, right? Same dude. Okay, so it's like, and the thing, I finished this one, turned it in, got paid, whatever. Right? I'm like, okay, I like that. Thought it was great, right? Like, yeah, it did good. And then I see his, and it's like all simple. But goddamn, if it's not like way more impactful than mine, I'm like gritting my teeth over here. It's killing me.
Hi, Lidl. I talked about her. She showed up.
Lidl, you should come draw too.
I'll send her a link if she shows up. She shows up. This is the in progress character sheet for Rena. She is 13 years old. She has run away from home because she's seeking adventure. The colored version there is from the end of August. The line art version is from the end of October. So you can see the improvement has been made. I'm trying very hard to get better all the time.
Are you trying to do this in this style, this anime style?
Kind of, yeah. It's the style that I like, so it's just the style I'm going for.
All right, well, let's work on this then.
her hair has been such a pain in that I want it to look right, but I spent let me find the fucking window because I have so much shit open here now because of fucking StreamYards. Now I can't find the correct window. I spent years just with hair where it's let me find it. I'm on the wrong fucking layer. Of course I'm on.
Why is my shit not doing what I told it to do?
Where I would just do here's a neck. There's hair. Like I didn't really put a care into it or whether or not there was a design to it. That I actually had to create a blank sheet of heads to just practice hairstyles on.
Mm-hmm.
So here's me trying to work out her hair. And I knew I was going to fuck up the braid, so I never worried about the braid. And I figured that if the braid became too much of an issue, I would just have a story reason why she doesn't wear the braid anymore. This was me trying to do hairstyles back in August. So I just tried a bunch of different hairstyles. Here's hairstyles last month. Before. After. Before. After. So I see the improvement.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, getting that that classic bang shape that I really want for it's just been a real hassle.
Like, if you could tell me what character from what anime you like her bangs, and I could look them up.
Let me pull up a couple of reference sheets. I grabbed a bunch of characters as references. I'm like, okay, how is this done? Let's break this down into shapes and figure that out. Did I share the window? I shared the window. That's why that stopped working. Stand by. I'm so bad at this. This is kind of where I'm starting with a wee bit. This is a character called Ritsuko from a series called Those Who Hunt Elves, which is very funny.
Okay.
And there's from the side, and that's where I tried to figure it out. Obviously, I know there's a difference between the animated version and the manga version, but I'm just trying to learn what I can and figure out how to apply it.
Yeah, this is just like a regular bang is just over exaggerated with the volume that you can get from the front piece.
Yeah.
Like this is almost like you ever seen that Fatal Fury the motion picture or any of the Fatal Fury animes like Mai's bangs? Like they're just way too much hair for that little piece of scalp that they pop out of.
Yeah.
So these are essentially like flame shapes. And you would just render them out like a flame, and then they kind of bow right here in the middle. Mm-hmm. Like if you look at my screen,
where's your screen?
So around here,
down the bottom somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
like this right here. This area is where the bangs would be coming from, right here. But the ones they show here, they're kind of where they're sprouting from, dips right here like this.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that. So you'll get, let's say, a big flame sheet like that. You kind of you would do like a half curve, then stop and go the opposite direction.
Huh.
You know what I mean? Here, but then stop and curve down and bring it up. So you get a lot of that happening, and then you choose which side you want them to be prominent.
I'm gonna send Lidl the link if she decides to pop in. She decides to pop in. If not, it's okay.
Yeah, she says she's working. She can't. But I don't know how long that'll. Well, yeah, how long that'll be.
Yeah, kind of like that. So, like I'm saying, like if you were to go like an actual flame shape like that, but you have to chop it up like here, then cut back. You know, don't follow the same line you hear. Cut back and then let it flow out like that.
Okay.
Bring it back in like that. You know, like whatever you feel like your line is trailing too smooth and too long, cut it back on itself.
Ah. Okay.
That's all those braids are, or those bangs are, like that.
That definitely helps. See, kids, we're learning. We're learning so much. Those. As I said, I was trying to go for a shape that I could draw relatively quickly, but also consistently. I tried to figure out, this many spikes on each side, basically these rough shapes, and then just hair it out. It's clear I'm working too hard on this. Which that's me in a nutshell. Xavier will eventually get from point A to point D. However, he has to go through the rest of the alphabet to figure it out first. Then he'll actually go from A to D the correct way. The fanny pack, I've never really been happy with. Like, in concept, I like it there. It was really bland, so I just put a face on it. And I'm not really particularly happy with that.
Maybe some kind of fake logo.
Oh, because I have a bunch of those. Let's see.
Yeah, like a fake logo for a fake company that exists in that world or something.
I have those.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe that
Franklin.
frog one.
Yeah, Red Frog Freight.
Or Turtle Grove, actually.
Yep.
Would be pretty cute on there.
This is a kind of a work in progress. I'm trying to come up with the pirate crest for the Douglas Pirates, led by Captain Douglas. There's I just figured just a skull and crossbones was too generic. Like, no, this isn't just any pirates. This is the Douglas Pirates. You don't. So I thought like an eagle holding like a door knocker, in its beak, with crossed swords. And Red Frog Freight is a reference to EVE Online. There is a company called Red Frog Freight. And they're basically space truckers. They also have another company called Black Frog. And they're basically the same company. Just they do it in the more dangerous parts of the game. But I've had a couple people look at the current draft of the story, and I've been consistently told it reads like an Indiana Jones movie in a good way, which makes me super happy. Like, oh, thank God! That means I did it. I have a classic adventure story, and it flows correctly. Like, here's where you need to fix it. Oh no.
What is her Reina's personality?
As a personality, she's typically very cheerful. She doesn't sweat some of the smaller things. She's really good at reading people because of how long she's kind of been on her own. So in certain situations where you might say, no, we don't want to talk to these guys, she'll go up and talk to them. That's how her and effectively our protagonist, Jim, meet. Jim is a mechanic, and he's there to deliver some parts that he was doing maintenance on. And he finds her wandering around and says, "You're not supposed to be here." "Well, why are you here?" Kids aren't supposed to be here, but you're younger than me, because Jim is 11 years old. He works for the mechanical shop that his parents run. I try to have her just very free spirited. She wants to, see new things. She wants to go fantastic places. Her dream is to see something that no one else has ever seen before. And the reason why she ran away from home is her life was being planned for her in such a way that she would never get to do the things she wanted to do. This is going to be your life for the next 15 to 20 years, and then that'll just be your life. And an opportunity came to run away and get away from that and basically do whatever she wanted, and she took it. Yeah, it was scary, but in a situation like that, what else can you do? Just sometimes you got to take that first step to make that change. And that's kind of what sets her apart from Jim, because Jim, he wants things to happen for him. He wants interesting things to come into his life because he's unhappy. But he's 11 years old. At 11 years old, you kind of just wait for stuff to happen to you. You don't.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of where I want the conflict is. Jim wants something, but Jim's not willing to do anything about it. He's just mad that it's not happening already.
Oh, Jim, when will he ever learn?
What are you doing, Piper?
Trying to figure out what the fuck I just did. What did I just do? What was that?
I don't know what you did, but apparently you only did it to like a tiny section.
That was like I didn't freaking want to. Okay. Hopefully
I'll be right back. Give me a second.
It's
No
just
problem.
the
Take your time.
drawing anyway. Change canvas. There we go. This canvas is too big. Let's just do this. All right. Oh shit! Can I move my whole picture?
What do you know? I haven't drawn in a week because of stuff I was doing at work, and now I can't remember how to do the thing I was just doing.
No, I want this to. Oh no! Shit!
Right? I want to make sure I put your screen up that way everyone can see you goof up.
Right. I don't know how to I don't know how to just move what I'm drawing to where I want it. So that kind of sucks. So I have to fix the width.
Yeah. Although she's not the protagonist, she's kind of my favorite character. That's why I work on her a lot, because if something isn't the way she wants it, she just does something about it. And if it doesn't work out, well, now I know why it didn't work out. Can I do something about that? And that's completely not who I am. And that's kind of why I like it. It's just so different from me. Just as a writer, you can't help but put aspects of yourself into your characters. Who you are, who you'd like to be, etc. Know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's not what I want to do. I want to.
I swear I've.
No, yeah, paper lock. This layer. No, can I move it? No. Why not?
Do I have the expressions sheet still?
I made a really bad square. Oh, shit. Really liking this pose, but.
Right.
What child I'm
You know how funny it is to watch
streaming, bro.
mute yourself for a second.
I can't.
Do it.
No.
Do it anyway. You know how funny it is to watch people stick hunter trip lines on teammates so they can run for the enemy and just suicide bomb, but not really. Because
No zombie pigman.
Very mean.
How do I just.
Right? So tonight, what I'm working on is obviously just character stuff. I also like to get some work done on the pirate ship. Captain Douglas's pirate airship, the Roanoke.
No, I'm sorry. Just. Oof.
I've got so many books next to me that I'm reading out of to relearn how to do the thing that I knew how to do a week ago.
Okay, I've got a different idea. I'm gonna go over here to the fucking back button.
I know how to fix this. Close program.
For real. No, I don't need that. Don't do that. Do not do. See now. Okay.
Sorry, I'm back.
Ah.
I had to go check on something. I had to go. I think there were coyotes over there or something, making the goats make a bunch of noise.
I figured it out. Yay! I'm excited. That's exciting. Still, I need to fix the canvas size though. This canvas is huge. There we go. All right. Hype. Back to what I was doing. Everybody got quiet. Am I still here? I mean, are we still here?
I'm still here.
Oh my God.
I'm waiting to hear more about this girl, Rena. I don't know. I'm getting strong hunter vibes from her.
I said she wants to go out. She wants to see things that have never been seen before because she read about that in books. And so, of course, she knows she gets herself in trouble sometimes, and she's aware of that. But if there's something in her life that she doesn't like or that she wants changed, she's just going to do it. She's just going to do the thing that she thinks she needs to do to change it. And if things go wrong, like, okay, that didn't work.
Where does she get off thinking she can change her stars?
It's kind of that, once you learn you can make changes to life or make your life or kind of the world around you, even if they're just small. That kind of naive idea that, well, why shouldn't you? Or why doesn't everyone do this? It's so easy.
Mm-hmm.
Just you want to do the thing, just do it. Obviously, it doesn't always work out. And that's sometimes how she gets into trouble and she gets in over her head. But she's managed to, that's how she's learned how to read people. And obviously she's learned some lessons from it, but she's gotten along just fine on her own.
Where does the tension come from the story?
I don't want to give away too much.
I mean, is it like action oriented or is it like puzzle adventure oriented?
Action adventure and eventually into a treasure hunt.
You gave it all away.
Oh
no!
Hi, Armand. Armand, do you want to come make me look like a really bad drawer too? I'm pretty sure that her arm is too short and her legs are too. Well,
and it's
everything is too short.
But I think growing up, we all had that one friend. We had that friend that could do the stuff that we could never do, and it seemed amazing to us. But it was literally nothing to them. Like, yeah, I can do that. It never occurs to us, the things that they had to do in order to be able to do that thing. They could just do it. And that's kind of what I wanted her to be. Is I want her to be this is the person just just does the thing. She wanted to go on an adventure, so she went on an adventure. And it baffles the mind because, well, it's just that easy. Yeah, just go on an adventure. You want to go to Europe? Go to Europe. The comic does not take place on Earth, though. It is not a it's not a historical or period piece. It's very much I've created a specific world for this to be in. Because it is a diesel punk fantasy.
What does that mean?
There are airships, but the technology and the aesthetics of the 1940s kind of just never went away. Even as new things are coming out, everything kind of looks like it came out of the 1940s.
I'm not familiar with the 1940s too much. Like what movie takes place in the 1940s that I could reference?
Okay. Have you ever seen Last Exile?
No.
Have you ever seen War of the Worlds Goliath?
No.
Okay. Let me Last Exile.
I mean, has anybody? I never even heard of that movie.
Heard of War of the Worlds, I know. Really
Yeah,
good.
but not Lord of the Worlds Goliath or Exile.
Yeah.
I feel like you're just making up names of movies.
These are
making that up.
real movies. Let me see if I can find a good screenshot from Last Exile. There we go. Here's some airships from Last Exile. Kind of I think that one's probably a bad example.
My God, yeah, what a nightmare to draw.
There we go. This one's better.
After all that, I just erased her whole body because I didn't like it.
So if you were like, what if fighters and aircraft and naval ships from World War II, but they're airships.
I get it.
Yeah. And this is something that I'm going to give out for free on the graded website. Because I don't, as good as my art is, which is, not, I don't feel comfortable charging anybody for this. And I understand that, I'll probably get better as I go, and maybe I'll go back and redraw some things. Just like, I couldn't do the thing when I did this, but now I know how to do the thing, so I'm just going to go back and do it. But I'll make sure, obviously I'd make sure that people know that I'm doing that. Because I know people develop a weird fondness for strange things. And there may be those people that like the way it was done before. And yeah, obviously they want to grab that, then grab that. Same way that there are people that want the theatrical version of Star Wars over the special edition.
Yeah.
Or the improved special edition. Like, from a preservation standpoint, I get that because Star Wars was huge without all the cool special effects, all of the CG effects, and sold, for decades just based on the best they could do in 77. And like, my brother has never seen the theatrical version. So I got it on Laserdisc for my Laserdisc player. And I'm really happy about that too. So he got to see the theatrical version first, and he genuinely liked it. He didn't sit there and go, "Yeah, I like the special edition better because the fighters look cooler." He just liked it. I don't like one version over the other. I think they're both cool. I think you get more out of this one, but this one's cool too, which I think was a pretty good attitude.
I don't know. I don't like things that look out of place.
I get that.
It pulls me out of a movie that it's already stretching my my suspension of disbelief, and I'm like, if you pull me that far out, I'm not likely to come back in.
I totally get that.
I may have a problem here.
Oh my god, my son is obnoxious.
He sure is. Anyway.
Oh no, I'm good. I got one more cigarette. Okay.
I appreciate you guys coming out and hanging out with me on this.
Oh my god, her eyes are nope. That's not what they're supposed to be doing.
Figuring out eyes for her also took a long time.
What is her ethnicity in the story?
And
also, what is her height?
Her height, I haven't figured out the exact number on it. I'd probably say she's under 5 foot.
She is 13, right?
She's 13. She's from a country called Meridia. So she's Meridian. But the closest analog to that would be kind of Middle Eastern. Or Arabic.
Reference photo Mia
I
Khalifa.
have a couple of character references I used.
What's the best thing about her?
You had how her eyes were shaped on this on the screen for.
Do you want me to pull that back up?
Yeah, because I've already forgot. Like,
that's okay.
I'll
grab it. If I had to say this, the thing I like about her is just a bit of a devil may care attitude. Just go do the thing. Worry about what happens after that. After you do the thing. Till then, just have fun. I constantly overthink things.
Okay, it is.
And as much as I'll sit there and
Are you working on that?
Yeah. I'm a lot better than I used to be. A long time ago, I wouldn't be able to host Graded without Optimus here. I wouldn't be doing this. I'd be too I don't want people to see my shitty art until I'm better. And I definitely don't want them to see the shittier parts of my art. Now it's like, yeah, I got shitty art, but I'm getting better, and we're all shitty at the beginning. I'm told.
Yes.
Unlike everyone else around me who just because I don't know you before all the struggle you went through to get as good as you are. No, you were just born that good.
It just look, yeah.
Yep. The same way that Patrick Stewart was born bald and 40 years old.
Right?
The way things have always been.
Hashtag woke up like this. No makeup, no filter.
Do not like.
Okay, I think I have a sheet, or I tried to because I started with her eyes, but then with some of the other characters, I have their eyes. I started
Oh,
trying to
that
do.
was me, Armand.
I was doing expression tests
booty.
with them, and in one case, I found that man, I need to redo some of these eye shapes because expressions is really fucking hard this way. So it's a learning process. Like, yes, I can draw this set of eyes perfectly every single time, but if they don't do the expressions correctly, then what's the fucking point? Obviously some changes need to be made. Here's me trying to do different expressions. I have this book of expressions, and I just went through it and just tried to do that. Like, let's try some expressions she might try.
Oh. That's actually really good to do. That's a problem I have, is that my characters don't look like the same characters half the time when I try to do expressions.
Obviously, so I still have a lot of things that I need to sort out. Let's say, like, here I tried to figure out eyes for everybody. Originally, I was trying to figure out noses, but I'm still, I've got everyone's eye color sorted. I just haven't figured out, how I want the eyes actually filled in. And I've had a couple of good days where I was just doodling her, and I did like gremlin face expressions that were just adorable, and I'm like, yes, I just love this. Just giving her things to react to and things to see, just it makes me happy.
I get you.
I've definitely probably made some missteps here and there that I'll need to fix and correct before first chapter goes out, and that's fine. It's all work in progress. We're all learning. We're all gonna make it, fam.
Thinking freaking 90s, 80s.
No, that you're
90s hair.
You're thinking the right time frame. That's the style I genuinely want to emulate.
Yeah, that's this weird. I accidentally smoothed this, and it's weirdly, but not quite getting it. What I saw in my head, and that's what I hate, is that I can see how to do it in my head. Everything I want to do, never actually do it. At least in digital, I'm not wasting pieces of paper, throwing them away.
That's the thing that's genuinely helped me moving to digital is you're playing on paper and you get that one image that starts looking really, really good. And then you reach that point where you stop because it stopped looking good. And if you go any further, it's ruined. But it'll never be finished because you've already messed up.
Yeah, at least on digital, I can be I can back up to where, all right, I was on a roll here. Let me back up. Wait.
The issue I have found is very important is once I get the repetition on digital, now I have to go do that on paper. Because it's all effectively the same. I just don't have a back button. So, you know, principally it's all the same. Okay. I'm not going to be able to get this character done. I'm so this is very unhappy. That's okay. Let's do something I can do. Let's pull up the pirate ship and work on that. Next time we do this, though, we'll figure out in advance how to make it so everybody can just share their screens together.
Yeah, Armand. I usually follow like with rules if I'm sitting there going, why doesn't this look right? But sometimes following the with rule is what makes it not look right to me. So
I try to eyeball it. I know a lot of times now it's one eye length in between the two eyes. It also depends on, you know, who's instructing you, because there's obviously different ways of doing it. I'm willing to bet I'm willing to bet I'd be able to draw this head perfectly, or at least in a way that satisfies me if I didn't have an audience.
Yeah, I have that problem too.
And that's
I want to get over because I want to do these draw streams, but I'm like, especially as soon as somebody that's obviously way better than me starts getting on a roll, then I'm up like, I don't want to.
I'm glad I'm doing this though, because it's outside my comfort zone, and just like the theme of the book, it's you gotta take that first step. Just go do it. We did it, and we fucked it up for like the first 20-30 minutes, and then we got rolling.
Well,
You guys ever watch a show on YouTube called the Drawn and Quartered Fan Edition?
Yeah.
I do not.
I mean, I don't anymore. I've seen it.
If you go on that show for a good amount of time, like you will not only get rid of those anxiety jitters, like you'll be able to be like talking shit while you're drawing.
that would be great.
Just go on like 6-7 times and you'll be an old hand at it.
So what I've done is I forgot how she's tilting her head because I'm not looking at it anymore. I'm looking at the top of her head. So then, yeah.
So I appreciate everybody, you know, coming out and hanging out with me and let me ramble on about this thing that I want to do. Because I took 3 months off of just wholesale writing because I'm always working on something. I have a fantasy novel that I've been working on for over a year. It'll be 2 years now. Basically started on it right before the coup started. I got the first draft finished of it. It's on its third or fourth draft now. I put that on hold to just practice art and get as good as I could, just do what I could for 3 months. And I decided that's all we're going to do for 3 months. And then obviously, you know, the initial fulfillment of Peregrine did stall that a little bit, but I still managed through, which I want to talk just a wee bit about it. For the people that did not get their cover C, that did get their other books, there was a mishap. We are working to fix that. And you are going to get your books. We're going to take care of you. For the people that still haven't gotten their books yet, we are gearing up for that for the next batch. We will make an update to the campaign when the second batch is packed up and shipping out. So definitely keep an eye out for that. The reason I announced this project and started being more public about it instead of my precious, nobody allowed, is back in August before, you know, we got everything set up for fulfillment. I set a goal of I wanted I wanted to be able to cut a trailer for this by the end of October. And I made a list of like 50 things and 50 art pieces that I wanted ready for this in order to cut the trailer I thought I needed. So I had 12 of those when I finally got to the time where it's like, okay, you have to have the trailer out next week.
Lito, don't worry. The ones on her hair are really short and choppy right now because I'm trying to feel how to do her hair from this angle, but that's why I do it in this color because it's the underdrawing, and then these smooth lines go on top.
Like,
and also, I can't reach my keyboard, so I'm just
my line art looks like shit. Obviously I'm going through different tutorials and different lessons to get better line art.
No, that is.
I just that's still in progress.
Do not like still. I don't hear an echo, Mata. I'm just gonna keep hitting the back button. I think I'm giving it too much of a whoosh.
All right.
Oh, it won't let me no more. Shoot, it was the hair too that I was going to try to show you simple ways to give it more like wiggly life and stuff, and here I am stuck on those bangs.
But I think one of my favorite things about her, and this comes up in the story, is that even when she's scared, she knows why she's scared, but she knows that she can't let it, freeze her up. That things still got to be done. If something is frightening her, if she lets that emotion take over, she'll be stuck and she won't be able to do anything about it. And working her way through that, she's still afraid, but she's not paralyzed by it. She can still do something about it and try and figure something out.
What is her character flaw?
A little bit of naivety.
Reckless.
A little bit reckless. Obviously, it's not always going to go the way she wants. And sometimes the attitude she has isn't the best for that situation. But
Whoops, that's a little too crazy.
I still have a lot of work to work out about her, so I apologize if I can't just snap stuff off.
Unacceptable.
Like, obviously she's had, to deal with, where it doesn't work out consequences, but she hasn't had the consequences where, hey, maybe I shouldn't have done this. And when she has that moment, like maybe this was a bad idea and I just shouldn't have done it, hasn't happened yet. And it's going to happen. Maybe this was a bad call. Like, sometimes just doing it and, worrying about it after the fact is not a great strategy. And that's how she stands in contrast to Jim. Jim just wants stuff to happen to him. He's 11, so he doesn't understand, sometimes you got to take the step. She'll take the step and just, whatever happens, happens. And just, I'll worry about it when it happens. And that is supposed to stand also against Cliff, who is the adult of the group, the adult of the trio. He's 25. He's seen the consequences of just doing it. He's lived through some very traumatic things. In some ways, he's done a lot of the same things that Rena has done, and that's one of the things that kind of builds a friendship rapport between them. Is I know where you're coming from, and I did the exact same things, and here's how badly it turned out for me. There's merit to just taking that step, but you shouldn't do it recklessly. Obviously, there's a way to roll with the punches. Like, yeah, this bad thing happened, but here's how I mitigated that and turned it around. I didn't just, let it happen and then, this is life now.
Is Raina the kind of person that can learn from other people's mistakes?
Right. But she lived a very sheltered life before she got out on her own. And she's kind of been on her own for a bit. And
now that thing
it makes, sometimes socializing with her a pain. Because, I talk to people and, but always talking to them is all very much, reading them and, pushing for specific situations. Such as you're in a place that you're not supposed to be. Well, if you don't look entirely out of place and you just talk like you're supposed to be there and doing what you're supposed to be doing, people don't question you. Or people have a tendency to not question you about it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, how many times during your workday do you suspect somebody of, espionage?
Right.
Where'd my eraser go? It was in the way, and now I need it. I don't know what I did. Nice. Damn it.
Originally, when I started studying art, which I've done on and off for all my life, it's very much, I'll sit here and I'll work on it for a week. And then 6 months later, I'll get a hair at my butt and I'll start drawing again.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been like that my whole life. I never had the discipline to just dedicate myself to it. Just sit there and go, here's a skill. Clearly, I have something that says if I worked at this, I could be okay at it, which is what I would be happy with, just being okay at it.
Do you think you're some sort of a savant?
I don't know about that, because when I think of a savant, I think of something very specific, and I think it was just more that I have a propensity for detail that if I nurtured and I had more experience, could be beneficial for certain things. But I'll never be as good as other people, which is perfectly fine with me. That's life. There's always a bigger fish, and I don't have to be. I just have to be as good as I'm satisfied with. And originally, I only wanted to be good enough to just do my own concept art, because there are some things as a writer that they're just nebulous until I I draw them on paper. Like, this is what they look like. Like, I have a concept written down. I have 3 or 4 paragraphs of its physical description, but even then I have issues imagining it until I can go to paper and doodle. It looks like this.
Mm-hmm.
A particular setting project I worked on for a long time. Parts of it were horribly hindered by the fact that I could not properly illustrate what I wanted in this book of notes I created for it. And then, of course, as a fan of the mecha genre, I love robots, and I want to draw robots because robots are cool. when I took my ASVAB test for join the military, I scored high in mechanical. You know, I kind of that's just knew this is how moving things work. Just didn't translate well into like mecha art, which it's some things don't translate well. And that's perfectly that's another thing. That's another one of those things. That's just life. Some skills cross over, and I thought that maybe I would be better at drawing mecha if I could draw people first, because a lot of mecha art starts as, well, here's just a guy, and then we boxed the fuck out of it, and now it's a robot, and it looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried to figure those processes out. And eventually, as I started getting a little bit better and understanding things more, I found that just doing my own concept art wasn't enough. I started seeing, like, I don't just want to draw a static picture of this guy standing there so I know what he looks like. I want to draw a picture of him doing stuff. And then that kind of turned into, I kind of want to draw this guy standing on a river, and he's overlooking like kind of a cliffside where there was a storm recently, and the mud slid, and when there was a landslide, there's like an ancient giant robot just like half buried sticking out. Like, what happened here? And I don't know if that's the same kind of journey that everyone else does, where I just started off wanting to do this, and then the desire to do other things just naturally came with it. If you asked me a year ago or 2 years ago, would you ever draw your own comic? Hell no. I'll just pay somebody to do that for me. I am a writer. Like, the most I want to do is concept art. And here I am. In a way, this is also going to be an experiment to help me be a better comic writer, because obviously I could sit there and write, this panel. This is how I want to look in this panel. And I've worked with some very talented people that can sit there. The way you've written this makes sense, but the way you've described the paneling, you've described it requires 7 panels. I could do the same thing in 4. And that's just, experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like this to be an experiment to where I'm writing it and then I'm going and paneling it myself and figuring that out to where from now on I know that what I can do with less panels. Like, I can visualize the scene in my head all I want, but it's not the same thing as visualizing the pages and the page layout. And
like, honestly, a lot of that stuff you can just do if you take the time to stop and think about it. Most people just don't take the time to stop and think about it.
Yeah. And
maybe I'm drawing this girl way too skinny. It's all right. I can just smush her body in post.
She just turned 13. There you go. In this picture, she just turned 13.
Yeah. You know how kids are. They're always gross and sweaty, pimply.
Burps.
They always got cookie fingers, greasy foreheads.
Didn't grow at all until middle school, and then just shot up an entire 1.5 feet.
Mm-hmm. Their bed sheets are just a swamp of like hormones and grease.
Anyway, that's how I was trying to show you that you can put more movement to the hair. Is very loose, sweeping lines.
Oh, that's good.
In this case, I just use them as guidelines because I can't draw a braid for shit. But I can draw a ponytail.
Yeah.
But yeah, very loose, sweeping lines. And that's the same for the bangs too. I just couldn't get the placement of the bangs with the head angle I wanted. Until actually a minute ago. I actually like Oh, now I'm doing it again, but whatever.
I apologize. I'm not doing characters with you. I said it's the anxiety is eating me alive, and for now I can't draw a fucking head for the life of me. So I can do this though.
See, that's what I'm bad at.
This is just an outline for Captain Douglas's ship, and I really wanted to go for aesthetically kind of like a Leiji Matsumoto aesthetic. So the top here is kind of the outline of Captain Harlock's ship, the Arcadia. And I just outline, okay, here's like just how it's shaped, and here's where the guns are. And I tried to just kind of figure out my own airship for that. And so I'm going to...
I'm going to have to be back. I am out of cigarettes. I got to run to the store.
Hey, no worries. We'll be here.
And now I will attempt to put some pen over that. Micron, okay. Well, let's see. See, keep. Oh my god, inking makes me nervous. Probably should have made the neck thinner, more cutesy anime girl like. I could probably make a chibi out of this. If I just completely remove that neck and then redo. Where'd my mouse go?
That's another thing I've been working on.
Oh. Okay.
Like this is a work in progress. So don't judge, but this is the entire this is our main 3 cast in one picture, and one day it's going to look nice and be colored.
That is adorable.
If you can't read the sign, it says, "We'll go on high-flying adventure for money." And finding a way for her to hold that in a fun way in front of it was really hard. And I think the best I could come up with, she's kind of standing behind him and leaning forward.
It's tofu.
I have probably broken some rules by not having them like you can see them by silhouettes, and I get that. Live and learn.
Oops, I done fucked that up. Maybe I'll go over here first instead.
But what Ryan Cardle said about ships, I definitely see that. I get that for ships. For the characters, I could probably do a little bit better. And I'm gonna have them, if I can actually get them to the end of this adventure. And I could, find the energy like, okay, let's send them on another one. I'm gonna have them, age and change, and obviously things where I was just inexperienced, but I've learned things. I can make those updates then. It's all we're all just doing our best.
It's a little wiggly, whatever. Now it looks like she got lipstick on when I did that.
Okay.
I thought that was a penis.
Kind of looks like it. Let's see.
Hey, Ultimate Agent.
Engine section. Bridge. Guns. Aft guns. Because Captain Douglas's ship, the Roanoke, which is a name I chose because Roanoke is apparently one of the largest wooden ships ever built. And it's a really cool sounding word. And that is literally the only reason I chose it. There is no symbolism to it. There's no deeper meaning in that. However, in 10 years, if you ask me where I came up with the name for it and I found some stuff that works really, really cool that I didn't think about at the time, I will totally tell you, yes, it meant that the entire time.
Indeed.
Hey. So I have the flight decks here. So yeah, this was a good place to start, but I'm not entirely happy with it. Because there are some places where, like, this gun here doesn't make much sense, and that it can only shoot down or the sides. It can't shoot forward. These guns up here could shoot forward. They could shoot the sides. So this ship operates by itself. And every battle it's ever been in, it has always won or come out on top by some method. And that's why you still have, air pirates, terrorizing the skyways, because every time they've tried to do something about it, they fucking lose. Because Captain Douglas is a bad motherfucker, and you don't want to mess with him. So. I don't want to just do the exact same design over again. Like someone said earlier about silhouettes, that's definitely a way of doing it, and just figuring out how something is shaped that has everything I need on it has definitely helped me redraw it later in better detail, such as Optimus's avatar. I spent 3 weeks figuring out how I wanted that shaped before I could actually get it done. And then I had to redo it several times before it came out good enough to be colored and traced and done digitally. Okay, let's see here. Go back and give Toriyama a break. He taught himself to draw in 1 year.
Damn.
Yeah, it's really absurd if you actually look at like the things that Toriyama does art-wise. Because he'll sit there and do the same thing I talked about earlier, where they just take a shape and somehow dummy that into a vehicle. He understands the inner mechanics of the vehicle, so that when he dummies something, an absurd shape, into a vehicle, it looks like he also understands how this works, how the engine is set up, how the piping goes, the wires, and it's that extra level of detail that like really makes something come to life.
Maybe I can convert her into a chibi.
I've been working on that as well. But it's all on paper because that's stuff I do at work.
I know I even have looked at multiple tutorials on how to draw nice looking braids really easy.
Might just be that I can't have 2 flight decks on here.
And I still just can't commit that to memory for whatever reason. Almost as phallic as the Amazon rocket.
All right, I'm back.
Well, hello.
Hello.
Who's drawing this big juicy cock?
Oh, I am. So look. There we go. Now it's perfect.
I feel like I'm incepted. Like, you know that guy Wyman Liu, right? Wise Guys Entertainment.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
I'm watching his channel. He's watching Ethan Van Sciver. He's like stream sniping Ethan Van Sciver, who's also streaming right now.
Yeah.
Him drawing Cyberfrog, but he's also sniping your audio. Like your audio is playing through his background.
Thanks, Wise Guys. Lidl did show me how to do braids much more easily, and then I immediately forgot how to do them. So thank you for sending me the stuff that shows me how to do that. It's definitely helped me make them look better. I also found a shortcut that doesn't make them look great, but makes them functional, which is just overlaying a diamond shape in a long chain and then erasing the middles. Like it technically works. It just
it all works. I mean, how complicated do you got to make a braid realistically?
Yeah.
You just make it. I mean, a braid is basically like an ammo belt, right?
Yeah.
It's got some thickness to it. It's long. It kind of folds the same way.
Yeah.
Then you just draw.
You can look up what I learned for drawing braids. It's just that I normally don't. So.
Mm-hmm. It's like drawing chain link. I'm not chain link, but like chains. It's like you can get really crazy with it, or you can just intimate what's there.
About to give her an eye patch so the one eye doesn't look so dumb.
Oh, hell yeah.
Can't draw eye patch. Screw it.
When in doubt, black it out with an eye patch.
Right?
Put a scar coming out the top and the bottom. Now she looks worldly and experienced.
Yes.
I got a taste for these Sour Patch Kids watermelon. When my wife was pregnant and she was having morning sickness, these were the only things that would take like the nastiness away from her breath and her, like the taste. Because she was always like her morning sickness, she got it really bad where she had it throughout the day.
Dude, I had it too, where I had it just period through the entire pregnancy too.
Mm-hmm.
They were
like for her, it started, I think, 2 months in and didn't let up until she popped the baby out.
Dude, mine started the second I got the pregnancy test back. Like I threw up right then and never stopped for 9 months.
Well, that's just throwing up from trauma. That's not throwing up.
Like all the midwives and stuff, they were like, "Don't worry, it's bad now, but it'll lighten up by this time." And it didn't.
Like they know what they're talking about. Those crazy ladies,
right? I'm like, well, it didn't, and they're like, "Huh? Well, it should at least like."
They go, "Huh? Imagine that."
And I'm like, "Yeah, it stopped while I was in labor. I didn't throw up, so there's that."
Yeah, like she was so bad.
Any food, man, because I threw up everything.
Yeah, we had to go to the urgent care a couple times because she was just like malnourished.
Same. Damn.
So she loved these watermelon Sour Patch Kids, and now she got me hooked on them.
not look better if I just...
So I just came back from a fishing trip. Not a fishing trip, but like a camping trip, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, no, that's the thing.
Oh.
I got 2 little girls. One's very little. She's not even 1 yet. I got a 10-month-old and a 3-year-old. And the whole time I'm camping, I'm thinking to myself, my dad went camping with 4 children. Me, my brother, and my 2 younger sisters.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wondering if he ever enjoyed himself, even once.
Oh, no.
It's not my job to enjoy myself. It's my job to make sure you kids shut up. You happy? Yeah? Good. I want to hear about it.
Because what a nightmare it is with little kids trying to do anything. And I feel like he probably enjoyed himself once the youngest of the kids was probably above like 8 years old. Then maybe he was able to enjoy himself. But I spent the entire time untangling my daughter's pole. Making sure the other one didn't put shit in his mouth. Because that's something that they don't tell you, that babies are like constantly trying to commit suicide.
Yeah, dude, there's no self-preservation instinct at all. Oh my god.
Like the baby will she'll stand up because she's at the point now where she's standing up. She can stand up and stand straight, but she can't take a step or else she'll fall. But what she will do is she'll stand up straight and then just throw her body backwards, head first into a wall.
Yep.
And I'm like, dude, don't you know you'll die? Like, we don't have any carpet in the house. It's all tile. You know what I mean? Like, there's curtains for you. You got to be careful. But oh my god, like I'll feel something because the baby sleeps with us in the bed. She couldn't sleep with us for the first couple of months. Like the first 6 months, we didn't let it happen, just because you hear too many stories of horrific things happening.
Yeah.
Stuff you don't even want to picture in your head. But now that she's big and she can scratch and stuff like that, we just let her sleep in the bed. But it's, oh my god, it's the most adorable thing. Like in the middle of the night, I'll feel like the bed move. I'll get up, look over. And she's like the littlest one. She's like looking over my wife, like with the biggest 2-tooth smile on her face. Like, what are you doing up in the middle of the night? And why do you look so damn cute? And then she'll just start jumping up and down. She wants to play. I'm like, okay, let's get up. Take you to the nursery area that you play around on the carpet. Because I had to buy one of those. Those paddings they have? They look like jigsaw pieces.
Yeah.
I bought a bunch of those.
I had to do that here because it's all tile here too.
And I got this cool little fence. It's all plastic, but it's like a little fence you snap together. And it's too heavy for her to push over. So I'll go in there, take my blanket, my pillow, and just lie down in there and let her play. And I know she can't get out. And inside there's nothing she can eat. So I just go to sleep, and eventually I'll wake up, and she'll be like asleep too.
Dude, I've done that. I've done that too. I've done it to where I would just lock myself in his room, like close his door in there, and lay down on his floor while he's playing.
My wife's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Don't bother me. I'm sleeping. I'm comfortable enough."
You have to get those naps when you can, man. Especially when they're little, and they just sleep at the weirdest times.
Yeah, because like the kid will go to sleep at like 7:30, and she's out until she's a good sleeper. She's out until like 8:30 in the morning.
Nice.
Like that kid will sleep a solid 12 hours. But the little one, she wakes up and she's asleep and wakes up and is all day long, all night long. And she's the absolute worst. She's a tyrant. She cries for everything.
Ooh.
If everything is not going 100% according to her plan, she's crying. And I feel like she's not old enough yet to punish her for that.
Where's that? Cool. I got stuff overlapping here and I need to move it.
Sorry, I'm having fun with this stupid drawing now.
See, that's what it's all about. It's just, we're having fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, just know I'm not making fun of your character. I'm making fun of my drawing of your character.
That's okay. Nobody's drawing of her looks worse than mine. And that's what really matters here is that I'm terrible at the thing I'm trying to do. But that's okay. Dick says he wants to come in and hang out with us.
Who, what now?
Who? I don't know that
Killer
guy.
Tofu.
Oh, fuck yeah, man.
Who is this guy?
He is a VTuber.
Eh?
He is a friend of ours. He's one of the people that's actually read the story treatment so far.
Nice.
He's been on our show before. He's a member of the family. I have sent him a link.
I don't know if I should keep trying to convert this into a chibi drawing or just.
Hello.
I added drool.
Drooling? Oh, psychopath.
Well, like, no, she came out bad, so I'm just gonna roll with it.
That's okay.
But like I said, I did get to show you what I wanted to with hair that I couldn't really do on my phone. I can't really show you in the back the bunching tight part because of the way her head is turned, but I could show it a little bit in the little tuft that comes out the end.
Oh, there we go. Jesus. Okay. Oh, buddy.
Hello.
For some reason it was picking up voice mod as my microphone.
I'm mad that my voice mod worked one day, one stream.
Pretty accurate for her character.
He's read the story so far. So
Yeah, very accurate. Not in a bad way though.
Or is this character not a Mary Sue?
No, she has problems, and she's has
got
things
a lot
that she's
of
afraid
problems.
of.
Mm-hmm.
I made sure to keep that from happening. I made sure to give her flaws, give her fears, give her the thing that, even though she's, dealing with fear, there are some things that even she can't deal with.
Like spiders.
No.
Spiders, man.
I actually thought about in the way I have her set up for if she can read people, she would probably be able to read animals to an extent. Like, okay, I understand what the spider is doing. Like the spider's not crawling me because it's a spider. It's because spiders behave this way for a reason.
You said she was 13.
She's been on her own for like a year.
Spiders are icky yucky. That's why she's scared of them.
Right?
I just didn't want to go with she's a girl, she's afraid of bugs.
Well, yeah.
Because that's too easy.
Dude, I'm afraid of spiders because I got scars all over me from like the most heinous
the other thing
ever.
is that when I was growing up, two of my closest friends were these pair of sisters, and they played with bugs all the time.
I did too. Still not spiders though, but I played with bugs.
They played with some spiders.
Man, you guys are freaks.
They played with
the daddy long legs.
Yeah, those. They played with those. They played with the roly polies.
Yeah. Caterpillars.
Caterpillars, definitely played with those. I just feel like if you need a girl to be afraid of something, it's real easy to just go bugs. Like, I can do a little better than that. I don't want to go into what her fear is, because it does come up in the book, or sorry, the story. It's not a book because.
But I mean, is it like the ending of the story?
No.
Why is it a secret?
It factors into the last third of it.
What?
So I worked really. I watched a lot, all the Indiana Jones movies, like the first time in a decade, trying to get the story to flow just right.
What's your favorite Indiana Jones movie?
That's a very complicated.
Wrong. The answer is Temple of Doom.
My man. Temple of Doom is by far my absolute favorite. I understand it has problems. I think the best one is probably Last Crusade.
Wrong. Temple of Doom has no problems whatsoever.
The only problem that they have with it is I understand why Short Round is there. I am okay with Short Round being there, and I think that in concept he works. They just didn't give him anything to do that only he could do.
Like beat the shit out and backhand that dumb Kali kid.
They gave him
That
that,
was the best part of the movie when Indiana Jones is socking and backhanding that guy.
And then Short Round's over there beating the hell out of that fucking kid. That's awesome.
Matching them punch for punch. And then the sound effects.
Yeah,
he doesn't need any other reason to be in that movie than that scene right there.
Yeah, the scene where they're in the spike trap and he says like, "Stand against that wall, don't touch anything." And he leans against the wall and that turns on the trap.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't touch anything. I did what you told me. I did what you told me.
But he does it so expertly, nonchalantly. Puts his hands into his little baseball jacket there and just leans up against the wall, all dejected because Indy yelled at him. And then, oh!
See, look, there's Lidl bucking trends. Flicking spiders out of their webs was fun. Now that we know what spiders are for, that's like no, that's I wouldn't do that.
Spiders are scary. I'm scared of spiders. Even to this day, I'm scared of spiders. My brother was living in somebody's garage for a couple of months, and then I had to go drive him to the ER because he got all bit up with spiders, and they had to like puncture his leg and drain him all out. It was the worst thing I ever seen in my life.
Yep, that's why I don't like spiders.
People over here making spiders their pets, putting them on leashes. You guys are crazy.
All right, no. If I'm gonna make her chibi, I gotta make her eyes like way more insane big. I believe that is the rules. That is the wrong angle for her eye, though. Still. Lidl has spider privilege.
What? So there's no dangerous spiders in my country. What? Aren't all spiders venomous? And aren't you never more than 5 feet away from a spider?
Not all of them are dangerous.
The Vatican? Nice try, Lao Shay.
Bong. I love those movies. I watched those movies like repeatedly as a kid because
that was so great. It was nice try, Lao Shay. Close the door. Lao Shay Airline.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's great. That's.
The accommodations might be uncomfortable as you will be riding on a cargo plane full of live poultry.
Dan Aykroyd, what are you doing here? What I was hired to do.
Dan Aykroyd.
That was Dan Aykroyd that booked the flight on the cargo ship.
Was it?
Yes.
I don't believe you. I'm gonna go look this up.
Yeah, that's Dan Aykroyd. What I'm working on here is the Roanoke docks with 2 smaller ships, and that's what the docking pylons are for. So figuring out, because I haven't done those at all yet. Figuring out what those look like should help in making this look less like a penis and more like a battleship. But it's also...
Oh, that is Dan Aykroyd. I still don't recognize him. That guy can deliver a line, and maybe that's why it's so memorable. I always wondered why he was so good at delivering these long diatribes and these monologues. You end up finding out he's a psychopath. That's why. This guy believes in every kooky thing in the world.
Yeah.
Crystal Skull Vodka, man. Dan Aykroyd's greatest invention.
I had some of that. It was it's all right. Like the bottle is the coolest part, but other than that, nothing really.
It's hard to make good vodka. Vodka is so simple that it's hard to make good vodka, but it's really easy to make bad vodka.
Yeah.
We also only have one species of snake here, and they're no threat to humans either.
Not afraid of snakes, at least.
I guess, must be nice to live in the Netherlands.
Okay, so I don't think her eyes are actually any bigger. I just think that they're more insane now. Which also makes me think that they're better.
So I had this big blowout with my cousin.
Yeah.
Because I'm harassing him about his fishing skills, right?
Yeah.
And I'm telling him, look, it's been too many years. We go, every time we go fishing, we suck. We never catch any fish. And I'm sick and tired of it. And he's like, I catch some fish. I'm like, no, you don't. You never catch any fish. You suck. But I'm not saying oh, you suck. I'm saying, we, because he's my fishing buddy. Whenever I go fishing, it's usually with him. And it's I'm no good at fishing, but I like to fish. So I said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to take all this knowledge that I'm sure that we have being, adults that have lived many years on this earth.
Yeah.
And we're actually going to put it into practice. And so we went to the pier in Newport Beach Pier.
Mm-hmm.
And we cleaned house. and it was not relaxing. It was very much, I think we probably sat down 14 minutes of the probably 12 hours we were there.
Yeah.
It was a lot of work. But at the same time, I had more fun than I've ever had fishing. We went and we were like, okay, let's stop. Because normally what we do when we go to the pier is we'll go walk down the pier, pick a spot that's empty, sit down, and throw your pole out and wait, right?
Yeah.
This is not what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So we gathered up all of our cumulative knowledge of what you're supposed to do when you actually fish and are trying to catch fish. And we said we're not gonna touch our poles until we've gone down this mental checklist of everything you're supposed to do, right? So we walk down the pier and we're looking at the waves. We're looking above the ocean to see where the seagulls are. We're looking at all the telltale signs of where you're supposed to. So we pick a spot finally, And we fished it. And then normally what we do is we'll fish. We don't catch anything. We go home. But you know what people who catch fish do when they're in a spot that they're not catching any fish?
Move.
They fucking move spots. This is something that we've never done, right? We just pick a spot and this is our spot, right? Oh, guess we go.
Oh no. I do hate when I get all comfy though, and then everything sucks and we're like, yeah, we're gonna move spots. I'm like, God damn it. I'm gonna get up.
Right. So we get there, and then I'm like, okay, so what do these fish? Because we were there fishing for mackerel. That was our target, right?
Yeah.
What do mackerel eat? Well, they eat the bait fish that's around the pier. That's why they're there.
Yeah.
That's why mackerel in this area even exist, is because there's bait fish here.
Yeah.
So first thing we need to do is, we're not gonna, put on a piece of anchovy or squid or shrimp or whatever. We're gonna try to catch some live bait fish. Should give your head a shake. Let's think about this for a second, So we did. We hooked up a sabiki rig, tiny little size, 3 hooks, and caught a whole bunch of little bait fish. Put them in a bucket live, and then started casting them out on a bigger sabiki rig for the mackerel. And dude, we had the entire 5-gallon bucket filled up to the top. We had to go buy another 5-gallon bucket. And it was super fun. And I'm jonesing to go do that again.
Yeah.
But then the dude called. I call him up and I'm like, hey, let's go, because we had a big oil spill here in California.
Yeah.
So if you want to fish, you have to go north of Huntington. Seal Beach or, Santa Monica Pier or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's go over there. And he's like, I don't want to. And I'm like, why not? And he was like, because last time we went fishing, it wasn't fun. And I was like, what do you mean it wasn't fun? We fucking cleaned house. People were trying to buy our fish off of us, as we were catching them. They were there was so many fish. And he was like, yeah, but it was it was just all fishing. I was like, what?
Motherfucker, we went fishing and all we did was catch fish.
And he's like, and what? So you could shit on me for not catching as much fish? Because realistically, he's not he wasn't as into the idea as I was, because I was very frustrated with not catching fish, right?
Yeah.
He was cool with just going and sitting around drinking beers, and that was it,
Yeah.
And he was like, no, you're just gonna. So naturally, I caught more, because I was I was manic, right? I was as soon as I pulled up my rig and I had 2 fish on there, I would take them off, get them rebaited, and get them out there immediately, and he would be taking his time. So I caught more fish than him, probably by about double. And he was like, oh, you're just gonna shit on me because I didn't catch as many fish and blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh, come on, dude, don't do this to me. You're the only person I go fishing with. Don't make this a bad thing. He's like, I don't know, I'll think about it. And he hangs up. So I don't know what to do now.
Remember we used to have fun going fishing? What happened? What happened to that?
I've never enjoyed going fishing as much as when I'm catching fish.
Right?
I'm sorry. It's just, I don't know.
I like the hanging out part. I won't go fishing by myself because
I get it's the journey, not the destination, but if I'm going fishing, I would like to catch something to say that the day wasn't a waste.
Right?
Because the thing is, I brought him home, and I filleted them up. I gutted them, scaled them, had a big fish fry here at the house. Everybody ate mackerel, even though they say, "Oh, mackerel's trash fish." It's not. It's fine. It's just fine. And everybody had a good time, because catching fish is part of the experience. It's part of the journey.
Yeah.
It's everything. It's getting up early. It's going there. It's catching. It's cleaning. It's hanging out. It's eating. It's all part of it. But we never get to that part because we always just go catch nothing, go home upset and sunburnt. Having caught nothing but a buzz. Oh my God! Somebody kicked this. She said fishy business. That deserves a 300-second timeout.
I like. Why do some people move to Australia?
Some people were fortunately born there, sentenced to life imprisonment because it was a British penal colony.
My son wants to move there, but it's because like all of his favorite comedians apparently are Australian, and I'm like, you realize their entire routine is nothing but dunking on how horrible it is to live in Australia, right?
As they're touring the U.S.
Right, but you want to go to there.
Yeah, Matanui got it right. He says if the destination sucks, the journey was pointless.
Like, man, I just want to go fishing so we could hang out. We could do that at home.
Like,
Yeah, bring some
gross.
pizzas. I'll fire up the PlayStation and we'll hang out. It'd be great.
Right?
Yeah, and he's like my favorite cousin. Like he was the one that would come over and I used to DM a D&D game, right?
Yeah.
And it was him, and he would bring his because he's a good guy. Like he comes from a family that's kind of a bunch of knuckleheads. So like he's actually the legal guardian of his nephews. He's like their dad because the mom's always in prison and yada yada. So he'll bring them over and we'll play D&D and it's a lot of fun. Like when I had my other house, like I had a guest room that was set up just for him and his kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have any actual natural kids. He just has his nephews. But like that was their room. Like they had their own dresser. Their clothes were in those dressers. That was their place when they come over because I wanted them to be comfortable. That was the only reason I even bought a PlayStation was because to put it in that room so that they could have something to do while they're there. But I don't know. It's just like one of my favorite things is to go pier fishing or whatever. And it seems like that's not something he wants to do anymore.
Aww.
Brian Christgau has a lot of love for me in particular, he says.
What's up, dude?
He likes you. Like a lot. Hey, maybe a little too much. You wanna?
I love you like a fat kid love cake.
Hey, let's back it up a little now. Let's keep it professional.
Speaking of fat kids who love cake, my daughter. Nah, she's not fat, but God, that kid loves cake. I bought her some cake today. I bought her this cake at Jack in the Box called the chocolate. No, it wasn't called the chocolate eruption. It was called. I forget what it was called. It was called a chocolate cake of some sort.
The chocolate thing.
And we get there, and I'm like, "Hey, what do you want? You want some chicken nuggets?" She's like, "Yes," and cake. I'm like, I don't think they have cake here. And then we pull up to the window, and her car seat is right behind mine, so she sees all the options, and she's like, "It's the cake! It's the cake!"
Oh no, that's cute though.
I'm like, "Damn it! Gotta get that cake now." No, yeah. Brian says seriously, that's rough on dads when their kids don't want to hang out with them anymore. I seen this. You ever watch that? There used to be a guy that would do like drink his own pee and stuff. He was like a survivalist.
Bear Grylls.
Bear Grylls. Yeah.
Oh shit.
And he had a show where he was like the celebrity sponsor of the show, basically. But it was just like the toughest triathlon in the world. Where it was basically, I think it was 7 days and sleeping is optional. Like you have to be the first to arrive. And there's like professional teams of like father-daughter teams, trying to navigate this really, really tough triathlon.
Yeah.
And if you get hurt, you're out, that kind of stuff. And there was this, and I figured like, oh, I finally become an old man, right? Because like this stuff started to like almost bring me to tears. Where he was talking about his daughter, like she hadn't been little or needed his help for so many years, and they were scaling this waterfall, and she was like reaching up like, help me, dad. And he was like, oh, it reminded me, like, took me right back to where she was little, and she would always be like holding her hands up to pick me up, you know. He's like,
Aw.
oh, and I almost fell out, and I was like, stop that talking, stop it. Because that shit was about to make me cry. I was like, thank God they cut away to a different story.
Whew.
Okay. Where am I at?
But I remember when I stopped wanting to hang out with my dad, and the reason was I started smoking.
Ooh.
And I didn't want to be like going with him fishing because I'd be there and I wouldn't be able to smoke. And he would smoke, you know what I mean? So I stopped, like, I didn't want to go no more. And he found that out too. And then he was like, you can smoke. You know, if you come, you can smoke. And I was like, that made me feel even worse, you know?
Yeah.
So I
I
would
never
go.
stopped liking hanging out with my dad. He's
Oh, really?
cool. He's cool as fuck. Yeah, my mom is a different story, but my dad, nah. He was,
Well, I never stopped liking hanging out. I just stopped hanging out with him because of like reasons, you know?
oh yeah, no, I never stopped. Well, I had to stop. Reasons out of my control, I guess. But like, making a chibi.
Yeah, my dad stopped taking me fishing because he took me fishing when I was 6 years old, and I wasn't at the age where I understand. Okay, this is fishing, and I bellyached about it the whole time.
Well, yeah, the kiddo did too, a little bit.
So he took me fishing again late after that, but every time I said, "Why don't we go fishing anymore?" he only remembers the times that we went and he had a bad time because I was bitchy and whiny. What about the time we went to this river and we just catch a bunch of bluegill? When did we do that? Or that time we went to this lake and we caught a bunch of catfish? When did we do that? Like, Dad, why do you only remember the bad times we had? I don't know. That's weird. I remember the time we went kite flying. I remember the time I took you to that field and you let go of the fucking kite.
Man, that's
damn, you sound like a disappointment. What's going on?
Like, we've had all these good times. Like, oh,
what happened to those, Dad?
Quite frankly, I don't remember them. That's weird.
Damn.
that was one of the reasons why he thought he had Alzheimer's. And when he was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, that just like made it worse. And you saw like here's clearly signs of dementia beginning to creep in. So he spent 10 years thinking he had Alzheimer's because it runs in our family. And then at like 51, a doctor's like, yeah, you don't have Alzheimer's. After being treated for Alzheimer's for 10 years. What? No, you're just really fucking depressed. And that depression is creating signs of dementia. Also, because they told you what the signs of Alzheimer's is and you're anxious about having Alzheimer's, you began manifesting those symptoms. You should try therapy and some antidepressants. What? So now, after a couple years of that, Dad is pleased to not have Alzheimer's, but he does have memory issues now.
There is my chili.
What do you got going over here?
Oh, I got some work. I got some work I got to do for somebody.
Are we allowed to see this?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's I am a colorist as well.
Nice.
And I am
Good night,
coloring.
Mata.
I am coloring. Well, I am a full-time illustrator, so I got to take all the work I can find. And this is a coloring job for a guy named Dario, one of his books. And I need to get this one done before 6 o'clock tomorrow, so I got plenty of time. I'll have this done probably tonight.
Oh snap! I just realized what time it is. Well, I guess that makes sense. But that's cool though, because I was having fun. Being the worstest one on the stream.
Well, I gave up working on my little character there. It wasn't working out for me.
Well, it was definitely working out better than mine.
I mean, I can't even draw, so you got me beat at least.
I do feel a little better, thank you. But I gotta go.
Yeah. Oh, you gotta go?
Yeah, I need to go to sleep. I do things in the morning.
Okay.
Boring.
Well, thanks for coming and hanging out with us.
That was a lot of fun. Anytime, as long as I'm not like already sleeping.
Yeah. Right now I'm working on this more. I need this ship carries 2 of these smaller craft that dock with it. But it's also got to have 2 launch decks and a flight maintenance bay. And when the Sky Pirates are attacking like fleets of airships and air barges, these guys here come down and actually do the breaching, taking over the ship and making off with the cargo. They do some other things too, but I need to find a place to put them on here that makes sense and figure out, because now I'm starting to look at it. I'm thinking instead of having flight bays that face forward, flight decks that go like forward, thinking maybe I wanted to go backwards. They take off from the rear.
Nice. Giggity. My brain died. I was going to tell you something I forgot. Oh, yeah. I need a tutor. All right.
One day you'll remember.
I can't remember what it was, but I do
That's
know I
okay.
need a tutor. I can't.
What do you need a tutor for?
Drawing good. Especially digital, or learning my way around this. But I will figure it out, especially if I start doing this more.
Yeah, it all comes. You got to use directed practice.
Yeah.
Like having a project is what helps me. Like I'm doing this to do this, which I think is like far easier than just draw a thing until you're good at it.
Yeah.
No, because that actually don't work. You can sit there and draw the same wrong thing until you're blue in the face, and 10 years later you'll still be drawing it wrong, just a more refined version of wrong.
Yeah, I understand that.
You'll be drawing the wrong thing just really fast.
Yeah. I spent years trying to just draw face forward profiles, trying to learn to do this correctly, and didn't get any better. But it also, because it wasn't drawing any other fucking angles, it didn't really help any.
Excuse me.
Actually, having these to the rear solves a couple of problems. And that means I need to have some more anti-air. I get to put more guns on the ship.
I remember somebody was sitting there and showing me a diagram of the Enterprise from the Next Generation.
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense when you think about what it's supposed to do.
And I was looking at it, I was like, huh. But then I thought about it for a while, and I was like, I don't really care. The show was really good.
Yeah.
I don't even know how it works.
It was very much form over function, because when they had to go in and fill in, like when they do the technical diagrams, because that's big money merch. They have all this space they have to fill in. This is what's here. And they have Cargo Bay 3. Cargo Bay 3 takes up 3 decks, and it's the size of a fucking mall. And it's basically the back half of the saucer section for 3 whole decks.
Oop, okay, sorry, I'm still here. I was getting fascinated watching the color, and I gotta go for real. Good night, y'all. Sorry.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
It was one of the things I liked they addressed in Deep Space Nine.
Well, you need space for all them self-sealing stem bolts,
But yeah, but also the fact that, it's the Enterprise D, the Galaxy class is very much just it's a city in space, like a luxury cruise liner.
Yeah.
We got these barber shops, we got these amusement parks, we got all these interesting things. We do a little science from time to time.
They have an arboretum, for God's sakes.
Well, hydroponics on a spaceship makes sense, but
that's not what they were doing.
It's more arboretum than actual hydroponics. So this is where we grow food. Why would you grow food? That's what the replicators are for. I want a steak. I'll just say steak, please. Of course, the replicators, because of the pattern bullshit, will make me the exact same steak the exact same way every fucking time, and it will taste the exact same.
I use a steak burnt. That's how I like my steak. I like my steak super dry, and then I like to just like make it swim in like green chili.
Yeah. Okay. Go back to over here. Zaid Comics, what is Diller doing on this channel? We asked him if he wanted to hang out. He said yes.
What?
So here we are.
Hell of a day.
I'm getting called out.
You friends with Zaid? Hi, Zaid.
Hello, Zaid.
I tried.
We're
to
having
be
good
friends with
times.
Zaid. I keep. He keeps telling me he's busy though. I'm like, whatever. I'm like, Zaid, we should hang out. I was like, yeah, whatever. Queer. I'm like, damn, fool.
That's the top is coming better than the side, but the way this is coming together now,
I don't like this. I don't like this drawing. I wish that the drawings were different.
Put another medium cannon here. That way, now you got just as many guns forward as we do back. That's just on top side. We can still do the underside. We have our, launch bay. We can launch from both. We can return from both, but we can have one dedicated launch, one dedicated return. That puts maintenance bay right in the middle. Put cargo here, which means We would want docking pylons for our 2 little launches.
Let's see, Zaid says, Dillard, I'm waiting for your box to come to me. I think Adam Post got the box and then sold everything in it. Nah. Right now, Rick Piper has the box. The box is then going from Rick Piper to Wyman Liu, Wise Guys Entertainment.
Mhm.
He's currently in California visiting family, so the box is getting sent there to California to his address, and then from there, I'm not sure where it's going next. It can go to Zaid next, but he should be getting the box probably within a few days. So. Oh, if you don't know, I made this thing called a boomerang box.
Yeah.
Where I just sent a box to like a bunch of different people on YouTube so they could fill it up with a bunch of swag from their channels.
Yeah.
And
That's
then
cool.
When it finally gets back to me, hence the term boomerang box, we do a big show and we give it away to somebody that followed the box and subscribed to all the channels. Oh, Wyman is here. He says, I have the box now, Dillard. Just arrived yesterday, I think. I'm not ready.
The box is in our possession. You will fulfill the following demands if you wish the box returned unharmed. We will now send you a picture as a show of good faith and good health that the box is intact.
Well, he's in California. I'm in California. I have his shipping address. You give me that goddamn box or I'm going to make a visit to your house.
If you do not meet our demands, we will begin returning sending you pieces of the box.
I'm not even going to knock on the door. I'm just going to come in just swinging uppercuts. I'm laying out the family dog. I'm laying out the nanny.
As long as it doesn't turn into a 7 situation. What's in the fucking box?
Oh, God!
Oh, God!
Don't open the box! What are you talking about? Don't open the box! Listen to me. You shoot him, he wins. Don't do it. You shoot him, he wins.
I don't believe in that whole the terrorists win. And that never made no damn sense in any movie. It doesn't even make sense in real life. Can you explain to me like why Batman shouldn't kill Joker in like real terms?
Well, there's the in-universe argument, and then there's I don't know if there's an actual logical argument, because even Red Hood kind of called Batman out on his bullshit. Because Jay sounds like, I'm not talking about murdering Penguin. I'm not talking about murdering Riddler. I'm not talking about murdering Two-Face. Just Joker. Because, some of those people are like just motherfuckers with problems. Joker just kills people because he can. And because he thinks it's funny.
All right, see you later. Thanks for hanging out.
So there's arguably that as soon as Batman crosses the line, there's the moral argument that he's no better than the criminal, and therefore, blah, 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 he can't be a hero. There is the argument that as soon as he kills Joker, why doesn't he kill Penguin? Because, Penguin did this thing and these people are dead. Why, what's the threshold for Batman to go, okay, we need to kill this fucker?
There was that. Remember that movie series, the Nolan movie series of Batman? Yeah. I didn't know how they did it, but they did a damn good job of making the Scarecrow a fucking lovable criminal. Like, look at this scamp.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to kill him. He's just so damn likable, but he's just.
I can't believe they brought him back for like the small shit that they brought him back for, but like, this is kind of cool.
Yeah, right. Like the second movie, I was like, that couldn't have been the same guy from the first movie, could it have?
Oh.
As I was watching it, I wasn't believing it. It was great. It's like the hobo that won't go away.
This is obviously this still requires more work, but I definitely feel a lot better about this than I did before, compared to what I had before. There's a lot of stuff on here on the old version where it's I need more stuff here, or it feels like I need to make it wider in places.
That looks like the front of the Rebel cruisers.
Yeah. There's a bunch of stuff I wanted to work in for aesthetic reasons, but I think having the shape first, like here's a rough shape, here's all the stuff I want to have on it, starting there and then going aesthetics later. Once again, this is me going, okay, to get from A to D, we're going to work our way backwards to the alphabet until we figure out how we're going to get to A to D. Mm-hmm. Then we will go the correct way.
Wyman says, I think in the Lego movie, they tried to address it by saying the Batman needs Joker, Joker needs Batman. There was a great little series. I think it was only like 5 books. It was called Batman Secrets.
Mm-hmm.
It was illustrated by Sam Keith, one of my favorite comic illustrators. And like you could see, it gets to the real nitty gritty of how jacked up the Joker is in the head. Like he's sitting there, he's trying to set up Batman, right? Like he's trying to set him up to essentially like to catch the ire of the public.
Yeah.
And so he has Harley Quinn beat the hell out of him with a crowbar. He's like, here, just go for it, right? Just go, make it look like Batman really worked me over. And so she really doesn't want to, and she's like crying as she's hitting him, and she does, and she beats the hell out of him. And he gets up, and his knees are all like shaking, and he's like, all right, your turn. And he grabs the crowbar and just beats the hell out of her.
Oh, you didn't think I was doing this alone, did you?
I was like, oh my God. This guy's a maniac. I love it. Ultimate Agent 25 says, comic recommendation, Action Comics number 775. It makes a compelling argument for why heroes shouldn't kill.
Well, there's the also the argument that heroes are not supposed to be judge, jury, and executioner, and that you still have your rights to go through the judicial process and face justice that way. And that by just outright killing you, that it may have been completely unnecessary, but it's also a violation of rights.
Is this the Action Comics from 1938?
Does it got a big number at the end of it?
Yeah, 775.
Okay, Action Comics actually ran for fucking ever. It was kind of like, here's the Superman book, but also here's Action Comics, and I think it was usually Superman, but I think they did other stuff as well.
I'm looking at a book here, 778 or 775, and I believe it's from the year 2000. Is that the one he's talking about?
Maybe.
The cover has Superman with red eyes, and it says, "What's so funny about truth, justice, and the American way?"
Oh man, somebody knew. Actually, how much it said? 779.
775.
Okay, so I'm not too far off pulling that up. May 2013.
Has Superman flying all over the world.
Okay. Did you ever see Superman versus the Elite?
Nope.
It was apparently an animated movie, and this is might be an adaptation of this. Group of metahumans call themselves the Elite, consisting of Manchester Black, a psychokinetic hat who has a supremely powerful magic hat, Coldcast with powers over subatomic particles, and Menagerie, who is covered with symbiotic creatures, suddenly appear on the world scene to proclaim themselves superheroes. They're able to stop a terrorist threat in Libya involving a giant genetically enhanced ape, but not without killing the perpetrators, not without huge and unnecessary loss of civilian life. Upon learning about the Elite from reporter Jack Ryder, Superman heavily disapproves of the Elite's lack of morals and their willingness to kill. However, much to his dismay, many people tend to agree with the Elite's brutal methods since they see it as the only way to deal with increasingly dangerous criminals and evildoers. During a conversation he has with Steele after learning this, he wonders if the world has moved on without the need of Superman. Do you want me to keep going?
Nah, I'm all right. I'm reading the book right now.
No. Well, that's fine.
It looks like Waller's here with Luther.
Yeah.
Talking about stuff. They're downloading data via post-dimensional probability runnel and tossing around enough power to ignite a sun. Good. It's too small for them. They're a force of nature. So is the bubonic plague, but that doesn't make it good. Whoa, Cal. Superman's typing on the computer so fast he's making the computer smoke. What a nerd.
I've learned a lot of valuable writing lessons that had never come up before trying to get this story right, though. I had written chase scenes before, but I'd never written chase scenes where a lot of stuff happens. Yeah, it's like it's big chase stuff. That's it. I'm learning how to do that. One thing I've definitely learned is music makes a difference. Just really helps put you in a state of mind. And music that kind of goes along with, and maybe you agree, maybe you disagree, any kind of music that goes along with or seems in line with what you're trying to do really helps.
Mm-hmm.
Like, normally I just listen to like synthwave and just instrumental stuff, easy listening stuff. I started listening to like chase music soundtracks, and Cowboy Bebop soundtrack, the original anime soundtrack, which is everyone should own, because that thing is glorious. Just imagine just a box of CDs with a track for every mood imaginable, and every single one of them is good.
I don't know. I like particular songs. I don't like listening to like background noise.
Yeah.
When I'm writing, but if I'll take breaks and listen to songs to get myself back in a mood. Like if I'm writing some high, or drawing some high action stuff, I'll even throw on like the theme from like Pirates of the Caribbean or the theme from Stardust.
Yeah. The issue I personally have is if there's lyrics to it while I'm writing, it's distracting. And some people are probably better managing that than I am. But
Yeah, I don't I won't actually be doing something while I'm listening to the song. It'll just be like that's what I'm doing is I'm taking a break, closing my eyes, leaning back in my chair and just listening to a song for a while. Cuz I actually will get very distracted by lyrics.
but I started listening to there's two tracks that really started putting me in the mood for chase stuff, and it's a track from Cowboy Bebop that's from the fight scene from the first episode, like when the episode really starts, being fighting and chasing. I don't remember what the song is actually called. Let me see if I can find it. The other is, have you ever watched the anime series Lupin the Third?
No.
Yes.
Good?
It is. It is fantastic. It's been going on for since the 1970s. There are so many episodes, and it's split into parts, and the parts are just this is when we decided to make a new one. They're usually signified by okay, I'm probably gonna let's back up a little bit. Are you familiar with the story of Arsène Lupin?
Nope.
Arsène Lupin was written as a fictional gentleman thief, written by Maurice Leblanc in France in the 1800s, and he's the kind of person that leaves like calling cards to let you know that he's coming back later that night to rob you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there were gentleman thieves as a concept before that, but telling somebody in advance you're about to rip them off and there's nothing they can do about it, and then they have to get to try and stop you, and you still rip them off. That's an interesting thing. It's a very interesting concept and very interesting idea to pull off, because you got to be very creative, and because this guy's gonna be very creative trying to stop you, so you got to work around that. Lupin the Third is supposed to be about his grandson. That all the Lupins have been famous thieves, and Lupin is joined by his two friends, Goemon, who's just like a samurai of absurd skills, and Jigen, who, even though it's implied he was more belonged to a Yakuza family, he dresses more like a 1940s gangster who carries a revolver, and he's like an ace marksman. And they go around the world stealing things and having hijinks and adventures, while constantly being pursued by Inspector Zenigata from Interpol, who kind of has this, and they're kind of like foils. Like, he knows him so well, so if Lupin is about to do a caper, Zenigata shows up and is, these are all the ways that Lupin's going to try and do this, and this is how I'm going to bust him. Mm-hmm. And throughout their adventures, they encounter other thieves and other dangerous people that Lupin is really, is after the money, but he's also kind of in it for the sport. I did the thing because nobody thought I could do the thing. And so they've worked together previously to thwart like really serious threats. For 15 years in Japan, every single year there was either a new theatrical movie for him or there was a made-for-TV movie for him, just for 15 years straight. His second movie, which is actually, I think, the first movie directed by Miyazaki before he went over to Ghibli. And Spielberg saw it and said it's one of his favorite films of all time. The chase scene from that movie, Castle of Cagliostro, has like one of the best chase scenes, and even the chase scene in general is really, really good. The entire franchise, except for the movies, not all of them, but some of them are available on Retro Crush. This is not an ad.
And so, what happens in this chase scene? Is it like a car chase scene?
It
like
is a car
Ronin?
chase. I'm gonna send you a link to one.
I like the car chase scene in Ronin. That was pretty good.
Stan, one sec. Private chat. Here's the link to one. It might not be a great dub because it's been dubbed several times. And not all of the dubs are created equal. Yeah, Piper had to go to bed. She'll be back someday, some far off day. After the machines are moving us into the work camps, she'll be back. You see, the truth was Piper was Sarah Connor the entire time. Just her kid's not a great John Connor.
All right, I have that queued up. I will watch that later.
Cool. Yeah, I would highly recommend checking because the episodes are always this is the adventure of the week, at least for parts 1, 2, and 3. And each part has like 100 plus. The first part has like 30 episodes, but was like very serious. People die like on screen. Part 2 was more comedic, and sometimes people die, but typically people just got hurt and was more family friendly, but still kept the same tones.
So it's not like, is it like the Monkey King, Dragon Ball kind of like Monster of the Week kind of deal?
It's like, yeah, kind of adventure of the week.
Okay.
They didn't start getting into like overarching storylines until later parts, which is perfectly fine. There's stuff there for everybody. But as a result, you can also just jump in anywhere and not feel like, well, wait, don't I have to start episode 1? No, you can just jump in whenever. Characters get, episodes that focus on them and give them time to shine. But ultimately, it's like, here's this week's caper. And the dude that created him wrote his comic and was writing it all the way until he died. He died a couple years ago.
Oh, you know what? I got to go right now.
No worries.
Yeah, it's almost 11 o'clock. I got to go and lay in the bed to create like a body-shaped blockage, like a dam, so that the kids don't roll off while my wife goes and does some stuff.
No worries.
I use my body as a human dam.
But definitely thank you for coming and hang out. Definitely thank you for the advice. I will apply that today and see if that makes a difference. I'm sure it will. Whether or not I can keep doing it.
Yeah. All right. Well, it was great to meet you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I hope we can do this again soon. And obviously a little bit better.
always working. I'm always drawing. I'm always available. This is what I do for a living, so I'm always available.
All right, I definitely appreciate that. Thanks to everyone that came out and hang with us. I'm sure we bored the piss out of some people, and I'm sure everybody's excited. Like, oh wow, you're going to talk about that thing you're doing? Oh no, you're talking about that thing you're doing. Hope I didn't turn everybody off.
All right, I'll see you later, man. Thanks for having me. Peace.
Have a good night. Dick, are you still alive? That's okay. Well, anyway, everyone, we are going to go ahead and get out of here. I want to say thanks to everybody that came and hung out with us and checked all of the stuff I got in progress. Everything here is all work in progress until I start drawing pages, and then I have to be committed to it. Hi, Serena. So everything, is like I said, work in progress until I'm start doing the pages. Then I'm committed. And in the future, when I start doing the pages, there'll be some streams where you get to see me do pages live. Hi, Servant. You have a good night, and we'll catch you next time.